Welcome to round 4 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of February 6th. I'm Terry Morrow, and I'm here with Catherine Halecko.
Hello.
And not Nicole Laradix. We hope she's having a good time someplace without us. As moms of teens and young adults, we've survived those little kid days, yet we're still rethinking the decisions we've made all through our kids' lives and worrying about what's going on right now. This week, since it's just the two of us, we are bringing you some second thoughts on round 2 related topics from our archives. Today, an episode from August 2017. Let's listen to a little from that episode.
We're wondering if you ever feel like your life is actually a TV show and probably not a good one.
Yes. One of those HBO dramas where everything is awful. No. I was actually thinking about this a while ago. I think a couple of podcasts ago I talked about the difficulty of getting a straight story from my son, and that he is sometimes an unreliable narrator, that he doesn't necessarily always know exactly what the right story is himself, and so finding out what it is difficult. And it made me wish that I was in the sort of TV show like Columbo, where the detective knows who done it from the beginning and just has to kind of figure out how to make them confess it. I guess the audience knew it. I guess Columbo didn't, but it seemed like he always knew, and he was just getting them to get around to confessing. That's the kind of show I would like to be in. Mm-hmm. And instead I'm in one of these shows, these detective shows, where every 15 minutes, everything you knew is upended. You know, You think you got your guy? No, he couldn't have possibly done it for this reason. It's got to be somebody else. Oh, I know it's this person. No, it's not that person either. And then you get to 5 minutes before the end of the show, and it turns out that it's somebody else completely different. This is the sort of life I feel like I have now. That you can never be 100% sure of anything. That there's just going to be twists for the sake of twists. You think you got it figured out, and it turns out you had a bad piece of information. It turns out one of your informants was unreliable. It turns out that somebody was in Montreal at the time. It's just there's no figuring stuff out. So I feel like I'm trapped in a bad detective show a lot of the time. Not a bleak, nihilistic detective show on a pay cable channel, but just a good old procedural that has to keep you coming back after the commercial break, and so is constantly mixing it up. Do you guys ever have this feeling like you're stuck maybe in like a bad family sitcom or a heartfelt family drama that you really wish you could bring a little humor to? Or is it just me that thinks these ways when I'm trying to procrastinate from things I should be doing?
I think for me it's the sitcom, where you're like, like yesterday when I drove my daughter all the way to the high school, and already that day it was going to be a minimum of 4 trips back and forth. And then I'm pulling in the garage and I get the phone call. I forgot my inhaler. I really, really need it. So here I go, like run upstairs, find the inhaler, bring it back to the thing, and it was like every hour on the hour, practically, I was driving somebody someplace. Like I think my show would be like a mom who is also like an Uber driver, because she might as well. Like, you spend the whole day in the car, you might as well pick up a few paying customers along the way.
That's right. There you go. Was it Jerry Seinfeld had that show about being in cars with comedians or something like that? Yeah. There you go. You're like moms in cars with kids.
With inhalers and tennis rackets.
Exactly. Or it's your own version of carpool karaoke.
There we go.
Tell James Corden you're available. And we'll pick up any celebrities he might have in mind
any celebrities who happen to be in my little corner of the world. And
you do with local celebrities,
That's true.
So, have we moved to different shows? I still feel sort of procedurally in dealing with my son, definitely. Mm-hmm. But I think we are moving towards a kind of TV show I really enjoy. Maybe not a bad TV show at all, which is a bunch of adults sitting around being funny.
Yeah.
Or having interactions. My kids are, soon to be 33 and 30. And I know there's been empty nest series where kids have come back after being on their own, but they've just been here.
Right.
And we're just kind of trying to get into a groove of just, being 4 adults living in a house. I think that I've enjoyed so much sitcoms that aren't about much. Other than just you enjoy being with these people, they interact off each other amusingly,
Right.
And you just enjoy checking in with them every week. So we're moving into that sort of series now. Our writers stink. We don't have good jokes. We're missing catchphrases. Oftentimes, silence is the way we communicate, our feelings, and that's not good TV. So. All you TV writers out there, we will be taking donations of jokes and funny situations. Send them over. Because until then, we will be a bad TV show just because we will be very boring. But there's potential. There's so much potential. We have fun sometimes. Mom sings show tunes to annoy the kids. It's great.
Yeah. It's
Do that every week, Studio audience will go for that. Woo! So,
yes,
it's not a bad show. It's not a bad show to be in. The ratings are going to be low, where every season we're going to be worrying about being canceled, but it will have a small and devoted following.
I'll watch.
Yeah. Of course you will.
Yes.
What will I be watching of yours?
I don't know. I mean, my last show idea, I think, basically still applies because it was about that my life is basically an Uber driver, a mom who's an Uber driver. It has improved, I have one less child passenger now, so there is a lot less of me having to drive, but there's still plenty of driving. But it's
the mom version of Taxi.
Yes, but it's a lot of suspense at the moment, that's
Oh, yes.
That's what we are just like on pins and needles for several months.
Got a cliffhanger going.
We have a cliffhanger going, and it's there's a new little twist or a new little wrinkle every week, and you're all are just waiting to see what's gonna happen, just like we are.
Suspense.
Yep. I think that's the word
This
for it.
interview went well. This interview got canceled before they even got there.
Right.
This letter in the mail is important.
Right.
No, it's just
this is a thin envelope. Is that a good thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you check your email today?
I think that the waiting for college acceptance experience could definitely be a limited streaming series, of all the ups and downs.
Right.
And changing plans and, mom driving a taxi at night to pay for the thing.
Right.
Do you have any friends that need a pickup? Do they have cash? Can they Venmo me? It's definitely suspenseful.
Mm-hmm. I love it. That is not true. I do not love it.
But better than a stalker outside your house. So,
yes.
Count your blessings.
Yes, it's a more gentle suspense, even though it, affects the rest of his life, but that's okay.
No pressure.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that's our bad TV and maybe our bad podcasting for today. Tune in tomorrow when we'll share our roundabout roundup of things we've been using or enjoying lately that we think deserve a shout out. Find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there on our Facebook page or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.